Good morning, everybody. Remember He-Man? I have the power. So I wanted to talk to you about today is about empowerment. That's what I do for a living. I'm an empowerment coach. So think about this for a minute. Given the power, when you have a coach help you, you're giving them permission. And when we give other people that say are offering a service or helping us, we're actually giving those people permission to actually help us. So when we look at it that way, we won't get so defensive and feel like, who's this guy think he is or this gal think he is? It's like a doctor. When you go to a doctor helps you with your health. And the same thing with the coach. So think about this for a minute, because all people that are successful out there in the world have coaches. Everybody. Tony Robbins has a coach. He has, anyway, I don't want to get into this. So I want to get into this part. Think about your future self. Think about this person that you've never seen before. When you're working hard and doing the right things in life, next thing you know, think about these stands. You got these big stands. And what happens is when you're doing the right thing, way up in the stands, way up high, you see this little blip, this person up in the nosebleed section. And that person up in the nosebleed section is a future version of yourself when you really think about it, when you're doing the right thing. So say you start waking up early, you start doing a routine in the morning. Say you start doing a stretching routine. Maybe you start doing reading, positive reading. You start doing some meditation. You start reflecting. You maybe listen to some Zen music, get your head right. You think about the day before, you reflect on it. Think about the things that you did do, that you didn't do, and what you're going to do today that's going to be a little bit different than yesterday, so you could be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. Next thing you know, the more that you do this and you mind your own business, because we never know how much business we have until we mind our own, this person that's you comes down a few more rows. And next thing you know, you keep looking up and go, who the heck is that? And you don't even realize it's a future version of yourself. So the more you're minding your own business, you're doing your routine, say you're getting up early in the morning and doing all those things, and you're allowing yourself to be seen, living your life brave by getting out there and doing the dang thing and not letting things knock us down without getting back in the saddle and riding. Before you know it, that future version of yourself is moving down. Next thing you know, you can see and say, holy heck, that's me. That's this new me that's going to take over. But you don't really know it all the way. You still don't believe it yet because you've never seen that version. Because what happens is when you get a glimpse of your future self in the mirror, man, there's nothing stopping you. Think about that in your life, where you had where you got a glimpse of your future self and how it made you, man, really want to be all in. So next thing you know, say you're doing all these things, you're working on relationships with people in your life, say you're working on mom, you're working on dad if they're around still, you're being a good parent, you're being a good friend, person in the community. What happens is, next thing you know, you feel this tap on your shoulder and this hand pushes you out of the way and steps right in. And guess who it is? It's you, baby. It's this future version of you taking over that you never thought could actually be. So what happens is, now that old you that you just shed right there, that say where my water bottle is, that's your old you back there. Your old you's never going away. It's always going to be right there. So what happens is you start getting into this, you got to be uncomfortable to grow. Comfortably uncomfortable. If you're not comfortably uncomfortable, you're not going to grow. Bottom line, that's just how life works. You can either work on that acceptance, or you can go to denial and not a river in Egypt. You think about that. So next thing you know, your working life is always going to be a struggle in some way, shape, or form or another. You're always going to be uncomfortable. It's always going to be hard. As soon as we let off the gas, I'm not saying don't smell the roses, but as soon as we let off the gas a little bit more and we start being like, okay, I've arrived. You never arrive. And I've made it and I'm good to go. What happens is you become complacent. And freaking complacency leads into stagnation, procrastination. And what happens is, before you know it, check out that water bottle. See how it starts getting closer? This is what happens to us. This is what happens to us. And before we know it, guess what? Here we are again, back to the old freaking version of ourselves that we said we'd never go back to. Say it's with your body weight. You picked up weight, the clothes start fitting tighter, or the relationship, you start arguing more. You know, whatever it is, it's what you never wanted to go back to. And that's in his book, and it's called A Dog Returning to Its Own Vomit. So you think about it, if you don't want to return back to that old version of yourself, then you got to lean in. So this is my challenge for you to lean in today. Let's see if you can go out there, not if, you go out there today and you lean in a little bit, allow yourself to be uncomfortable. Maybe you make that phone call that you don't want to make to somebody that you've been putting off. You know, maybe you start watching what you eat. Maybe you start going to bed a little bit earlier. Maybe you work on less defensiveness with people when they call you out on your crap. Maybe you just work on being kind. Maybe you work on just loving yourself a little bit more. So I'll close with that. It all comes down to self-love and self-respect. If you don't love yourself, you don't respect yourself, how the hell are you going to be able to love and respect everyone else out there? All right, guys, you guys have a great day. Go kick butt, take names like I always say, and peace. Take care.